Ariana here with RockstarDreams.com at the Artist Relations Gear Preview, and we have Ronny North with GraphTech. But before we get into GraphTech, I want to know more about you, your background, and how you became a musician and involved this whole crazy industry.
Cool. I've been playing most of my life, and I used to be a pro skateboarder. I got a KISS record for Christmas when I was 12, and changed my life. And
you were a professional skateboarder at what, 11?
I rode for Pepsi, yeah, for a kid, yeah. Kids used to do it young, yeah.
So what we're saying is you've been fearless your whole life.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Who knew? Then I realized once I got a guitar, I'm like, you know what? I'm actually a little bit better at this than I am on the skateboard. Maybe I should do a career change. So yeah.
And it's probably a slightly safer in ways.
Depending on who you ask. It has its perils.
Words of truth. No, so I love this actually, that your background is that you're totally fearless. So tell me about kind of your journey throughout the music industry. If you started when you were 12, then obviously you've been at it a while. Like what have you loved about it? What have you learned?
It's like my passion. It's all I know. I mean, I literally was playing the Sunset Strip when I was 14. Actually, when I was 14 years old. So, and it was really, and I grew up, playing alongside like the Van Halens and stuff. Like they were all like local bands when I started. Like, it was crazy. So it just kept going and going, and I've managed to survive all this time.
That in and of itself is an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you get involved with GraphTech?
I met them at I saw a friend that was playing one time, and he had some GraphTech saddles on his thing, and then I contacted GraphTech. I called them out of the blue, and they were really cool to me, and they sent me some, and then we met at a NAMM shortly after, and I've been with them, over a decade. I've been with them forever, and I use a lot of their products on various guitars and everything, and they're an awesome company to begin with, but it's an amazing product. And
yeah, tell me more about the product.
It lasts. Like, so many companies now make stuff that doesn't really last. We won't name names or anything, but it sounds good and it lasts, and that's my requirements for anything that I use. Period. I don't want it if I'm gonna break it immediately. And after trade shows, like I get lots of stuff and lots of it breaks. And not from my sponsors, but people give me stuff to try, and it doesn't. And I'm not gonna name names, but just it ends up in a junk pile a week after NAMM. So yeah, including guitars, but that's a whole other thing. my sedate laid that style like going.
Right.
What do you mean it's still not in tune?
Okay, so NAMM is obviously about to start, but just specifically the gear preview, what is it that you like about checking out the gear preview?
Oh, it's a great hang. I mean, I have friends, and a lot of my sponsors are here, and it's a great hang to see everybody and hang out and talk shop and just have a good time, because the stressful stuff starts, in a couple days at the show. So right now we're still kind of, adjusting. So it's fun, but it's like a party. Without the open bar. Unless, do we have an open bar? No, without the open bar.
Not yet. I think it's only like 5:15. Grapes. They need a few more years to
start stomping. You can make some wine.
At least you're resourceful. This is good. So you've been in the industry a long time. You've tested a lot of gear. You were saying you need it to last, but what is it about gear that stands out to you? Even if you're walking down the aisle of a trade show or something, what's something that's going to stand out to you and make you as an artist say, hey, this is going to actually strengthen my craft?
To me, it has to be something that's gonna help me do what I do. So it has to be able to improve what I'm doing already, and it has to look good, has to function, has to be a great company. I've had run-ins with companies.
And the people that you work with, yeah.
Product, but the company's not really the people at the company are. And I don't. When I endorse a product, it's about the relationship. It's a great piece of gear to begin with, but if the people at the company aren't good, I don't want. And I've cut loose a few people because of that. It's a relationship. We're all in it together. It's a team. Like I'm there to, you support me, and I'm there to represent you. So So GraphTech has always been amazing. Like ever since the first product I got, they're great people. I always love hanging out with them, and it's great seeing them at NAMM too. But but the stuff lasts and it works. So I mean, what else do you need, man?
What else do you need? It works. It lasts.
Buy it now.
Check out GraphTech. This is Ronny North and Ariana Escalante with RockstarDreams.com.